your inner weather lead first. Let us talk about what happens inside the leader before the organization even begins to move. Most executives still underestimate this. They assume people are reacting mainly to the strategy or the priorities or the formal communication. But in reality, the room reacts to your state before it reacts to your plan. If the leader tightens, the room narrows. If the leader becomes sharp, the room becomes careful. And if the leader performs certainty, people stop telling the truth. This is why the inside-out framework matters. State, story, signal. Your state is your inner weather. Your story is the identity you are protecting. And your signal is what your behavior teaches the room, whether you like it or you don't. Think about Boeing. It's a great example. On January 5th, 2024, an Alaska Airlines 737 suffered a mid-air door plug blowout. Then the layers began to peel back. On April 9, 2024, Reuters reported that the FAA was investigating whistleblower claims that Boeing had dismissed safety and quality concerns. On April 17, 2024, Reuters reported Senate testimony that a Boeing quality engineer had been told to shut up when he raised concerns. Boeing delivers in March had already fallen to 29 from, I think, 64 the year earlier, showing now quickly how culture problems were turning into operating consequences. On June 24, 2025, the blowout was completely avoidable, they said, blaming Boeing for failing to provide adequate training, guidance, and oversight. So, through the lens of the liquid mindset, this was not just a safety case. It was a leadership signal case. The room had learned something long before the hearings. Truth carried cost. So if people believe challenge will be punished, they do not stop seeing the problem. They stop escalating it. That's why what happens is this. When leaders' signal makes honesty expensive, it's not good. This is exactly why inside-out leadership matters. A leader who cannot regulate pressure exports pressure. And a leader who cannot hear challenge without reacting teaches the system to become more polished and less alive. A leader who needs reassurance more than reality becomes a bottleneck through which all intelligence must pass. And that is a big problem. So when I speak to leaders about this chapter, I ask three questions. First, what state do you think people experience under pressure when they're around you? What story are you still protecting about yourself? And lastly, what signal does the room actually receive when the truth is not comfortable? This is where inside-out leadership begins. Not in performance, in self-mastery. Because the room always learns the leader before it learns the strategy. Thank you for listening.